Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please, if this is your first time seeing this channel, you're welcome. Please don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below and click the bell icon beside it. Thank you so much. So the last update about Jodha and AKBAR was how Jodha finally said that she's going back to Agra, and the news got to Jalal, and Jalal was very happy, and Jalal was making preparations for Jodha's coming back. So this is the continuation of that. Please keep watching. Jalal get the news that Jodha has covered half distance, and Jalal was happy, and Jalal gave gift to the soldier in excitement of the coming of Jodha. Jalal says that he is only waiting for when Jodha would enter Agra, because without Jodha, every minute is like a year for him. The wives in Harem gossips that Jodha was stubborn at first and she refused to come with Jalal, but now she decided to come. One wife says that if the other wife was in Jodha's place, then she would have understood Jodha, and it is a thing of love because it is the first time that Jalal would go after his wife, so there is something different about Jodha. Rukaya comes to Jalal and sees Jalal restless, and Rukaya thinks that the person that left Jalal is whom Jalal is restlessly waiting for, but the person that has been with Jalal from childhood, Jalal is ignoring. Rukaya moves closer to Jalal and asks Jalal that what is he doing on the terrace. Jalal says that he is waiting for Jodha. Rukaya says that she knows that Jalal is happy that Jodha is coming back, and she is also happy as well. But will Jodha get to Agra quickly if Jalal keeps waiting like this on the terrace? Jalal says that Rukaya is right, but he cannot control his heart at the moment, and he only wants to see Jodha, and he is not feeling like doing anything or resting, and he only have one wish, and the wish is just for him to see Jodha. The soldier comes there and tells Jalal that Jodha has covered most of the distance, and she will be here by tomorrow, and Jalal was more than happy, and Jalal says to Rukaya that it is only remaining one night, then by tomorrow morning, Jodha will be here. Rukaya says that it is good and she have to do the preparations now. Jalal says that he is happy that Rukaya is doing all this for Jodha, and Rukaya says that Jalal's happiness is also her happiness, and Rukaya thinks in her mind that she doesn't want to do it, but she doesn't want to go away from Jalal, so she have to pretend to be nice in front of Jodha, and Rukaya goes from there. Rukaya comes to the maids and orders them to do good decorations, and the whole palace should look beautiful, and Jalal wanted to be in Rajvanshi style, and they should also prepare Jodha's favorite food. Anga comes there and says that it seems like Rukaya is sick. Rukaya says that she is not sick, but she doesn't know if her enemies are sick. Anga says that Jodha is the person who tried to snatch Rukaya's position. So why is Rukaya doing all this for a welcome party? Rukaya says that she had told Anga many times that no one can snatch her position from her. And also, she cannot go against Jodha like Anga because she wants to be close to Jodha to get close to Jalal, and then she would find a way to separate Jodha and Jalal. Anga says that Rukaya should have said that she is scared of Jodha, but Rukaya says that she is not scared of Jodha, and what she is doing is called cleverness, because one should move in the direction of the wind and not against the wind, because if anyone goes against the wind, then the wind would destroy the person, and Rukaya leaves from there. Jodha's caravan was on the journey and they stopped somewhere seeing a tent. They get down and meet Mahan Singh there, and Shenaz was also with Jodha. Jodha comes out and asks Mahan why he was there, and Mahan says that Jalal asked him to accompany Jodha from here to Agra, and they started the journey again. Resham comes to Anga and says that the decorations in the palace are like tomorrow is Eid, and Anga scolded Resham to stop saying nonsense. Adam comes there and fumes in anger that Jalal is celebrating Jodha's return in a grand style. Adam says that Anga tried a lot to send Jodha away, but now Jodha is coming back with full respect, and they would all bow down to her, and this is their greatest defeat. Anga says that it is not their defeat, but the defeat of the Mughal Sultanate, because there was a time that the Mughal Sultanates do make the Rajvanshis bow down to them, but now it is the opposite, and it is all because of only one Rajvanshi woman. Anga says that they cannot stop it because Bamra is holding a very important place in Jalal's life, and Mahan also got a position in the Mughal kingdom. Then Shivani was forgiven, and Todamal came here, but they couldn't do anything. But now they have to remove the roots to stop all this, and they have to make the loyal people of Jalal go away from him like Mahan, Todamal, Adgar and Jodha. But firstly, Adgar should be in the first place, and Adam agrees. Mahan asked Jodha to take some rest, and Jodha asked that what was the need for Mahan to be here when she was already coming to Agra. Mahan says that Jalal asked him to come here for Jodha's security and there would be a huge celebration. Jodha asks about Jalal and Mahan says that Jalal was not happy before, but when Jalal got the news that Jodha was coming back, then Jalal's face started glowing and Jodha smiles. Jalal get the news that Mahan has met Jodha and they will get to Agra soon, and Jalal again gave gift to the soldier. Jodha asks Mahan that did Jalal send any message to her, and Mahan says that Jalal's eyes was saying a lot, but Jalal did not say anything because Jalal wants to talk to Jodha by himself. Jodha asks that when would they get to Agra, and Mahan says that they will get to Agra by tomorrow morning. Jodha says that she wants to get to Agra very fast because she has hurt many people like Salima, Rahim and Amida, and she missed them so much. Shenas asks that what about Jalal, and Jodha gets shy and Mahan leaves, and Jodha remembered Mahan's words that Jalal is waiting for her, and Jodha blushed. Salima comes to Jalal and says that she thought that since Jodha is coming back, then Jalal will get peace, but Jalal is restless instead. Jalal says that Salima is right, but this is the biggest night for him, and he cannot wait for Jodha to be here. Salima says that Jalal should wait only for one night, then glory will shine in the whole of Agra. Jalal says to Salima that as a woman, he wants to ask that tomorrow, if he eventually meets Jodha, then what should he do and what should he say? Salima says that it is strange that Jalal is the same king that enemies sweat whenever they hear his name, but now Jalal is sweating to face his wife. Jalal says that he fought many wars and he is a champion, but this Jodha's matter is a thing of the heart and he is dumb in it. Salima says that Jalal should not worry because love has its own language and Jalal doesn't need to say anything because when you meet your love, without speaking, you can still clearly listen and talk to the person you love, and the same thing would happen with Jalal and Jodha, and Salima greets Jalal and leaves. Jalal says that everyone can sleep, but as for him, he cannot sleep until Jodha will be here. During the journey, Jodha also thinks that when would this night end, and when will she get to Agra? Jodha thinks that Jalal sent Mahan for her welcoming, and she knows that till when she will get to Agra, then Jalal will not sleep. Jalal in the palace also thinks that his sleep is with Jodha, so when will Jodha come? And Jodha should please forgive him. Jodha thinks that Jalal asked for forgiveness many times, but she was stubborn and she did not even talk to him. But now everything will be fine and she will be with Jalal. Jalal thinks that he will get peace when Jodha gets here and a song plays in the background, and both Jalal and Jodha couldn't sleep and they were both restless. Finally, it is morning and at the gate of the palace, everyone were waiting for Jodha to come and common people were also there and they chant for Jalal and Jodha. Jodha's caravan arrives and Jodha's palanquin comes in and Jalal has broad smile on his face. Jodha comes out of the palanquin and she got emotional. Amida says that the dark night has ended and Jodha's glory has come back. Rahim runs to Jodha and hugs her, and Jodha meets Amida and folds her hands to greet her, and Amida hugs Jodha. Jodha hugs Salima and Jodha greets Shivani and hugs her as well. Jodha's feet was washed by Salima in a tray decorated with red flowers, and Jodha keeps looking out to see Jalal. Salima in the Rajvanshi style does Jodha's tilak, that is their tondo on their forehead, and Salima also does Jodha's arti. Jalal was behind the women and Jodha thinks that where is Jalal? The women moves and Jalal was standing in front of Jodha, and Jodha looks at Jalal and frees there, and Jalal knocks to greet Jodha. Jodha was coming on the red carpet and Jalal was moving towards her too. Jodha remembered when she was doing sword fighting with Jalal and when she saw Jalal's face in the water in Gangwa, and also when they were getting married. People keep chanting Jalal's name and Jalal smiles at Jodha. Jodha does the arti for Jalal and Jodha remembered when she said to Jalal that she would only come back when she wants to. Jalal extended his hand to Jodha and Jodha holds Jalal's hand, and Rukaya was in tears and Rukaya got angry and goes from there. Adam and Sharafuddin also leaves and Jalal and Jodha smile at each other and Jalal takes Jodha forward. Jalal and Jodha were moving together in the castle and the rest of the people were following them. Jodha was happy to see that Jalal has made a temple for her there, and Jalal says that Jodha took her Kana idol with her, so he planned on welcoming Jodha's idol back as well, and everyone were smiling. The priest says that all the arrangements have been done for the puja, and the priest asks if they can start now, and Jalal knows that yes. The priest says that both Jalal and Jodha have to sit together as a couple for the prayer, and Jodha says that she and Jalal have always been together, and the priest asks them to take their seat, and Jalal and Jodha sit together. Salima says to Amida that she is happy to see that Jodha and Jalal are back together, and Amida says that she is also happy because firstly, the Hindus gifted the Quran to the Mughal king, and now the Mughal king is doing puja for his Hindu wife. So that means that a new combined culture is about to start, and it will be a new beginning for Jalal and Jodha to be together. Jodha and Jalal does the puja rituals, and they wash Jodha's idol with milk and place the idol in its new temple, and the priest says that the prayer is done now. Everyone leaves, and Jodha says that she wants to tell Jalal something, but Jalal says that he has so much to talk about as well, but he knows that Jodha is tired now, so Jodha should go and take some rest, and they will talk later. Amida says to a servant that all the things are good now, and Jodha comes to Amida's room. Amida says that Jodha, and Jodha asks that how is Amida doing. Amida says that she is better now, but when Jodha left her without telling her, she was so low. Jodha says that Amida should please forgive her, and Jodha started crying. Amida says that she cannot see tears in Jodha's eyes, and Jodha doesn't need to say anything because she can understand Jodha's emotion. Amida says that a small kid cries and tells all his problems to his mother, but Jodha tolerated everything alone without telling her about everything. Amida says that she thinks that there are some shortcomings in her love for Jodha because Jodha did not even think that she is not just Jalal's wife, but her daughter as well. And it is true that Jalal needs to be punished. But what was her offense, and what was Salima's offense? And the small Rahim also thought that his aunt has left because he asked her for stories. And Rahim usually come to her and told her to bring his aunt back, and they will never ask for stories again. So why did Jodha punish all of them? Jodha cries and says that Amida should please forgive her because she took a serious step because of her emotions. Amida says that Jodha will be punished for this mistake, and the punishment is that from today, Jodha will not go out of Agra, and Jodha will not even go out of the palace without telling her, and Jodha says that she accepts. Amida says that everything works for good because if Jodha had not left Jalal, then Jalal would never have realized his mistake, and the human side that is inside Jalal would never have come out. Amida says that for the first time, he saw Jalal working as his heart directed him, and Jalal respected other people's emotions, and she is grateful to Jodha for making Jalal realize that he has a heart, and Amida asks Jodha. Jodha and Shivani were together, and Jodha tells Shivani the story of how Jalal kept on asking for forgiveness. Then she realized that it was too much. Shivani says that Jodha has wronged Jalal because Jalal left his empire to look for Jodha and ask for Jodha's forgiveness, but Jodha never listened to him. Shivani says that she could see some special love on Jalal's face when he heard that Jodha was coming back, and Jalal asked everyone to start the arrangement for Jodha's welcome party, and Shivani says that Jalal loves Jodha a lot, and Jodha says that not as much as Shivani loves Tejvant, and Shivani says that Jodha should not tease her. Jodha asks Shivani if she is happy with Tejvant, and Shivani says yes, she is so happy, and this has happened because of Jalal. Shivani says that how is everyone in Amer and hope her mother and father has forgiven her. Jodha says that Shivani is their daughter, and why would they not forgive Shivani? Jodha says that Shivani gave them reason to be angry, but when Jalal forgave Shivani and Tejvant, then she could see peace on their father's face. And Shivani says that Jodha's welcome party decoration is such a beautiful decoration. Rukaya asks the artist to paint something, and Rukaya says that Jodha would never win because the game of the heart and mind is still on. And Rukaya looks at the painting and says, wow, it is so good. Rukaya gives money to the artist, and the artist goes. And Rukaya says that this harem has been ruled by the one who has been ruling Jalal's mind. But Jodha came here and changed all the rules. But this is now the game of Jalal's heart, and this is the first time that someone will give her a tough competition. Jodha was in her room, and Jodha asked that how did her portrait came into her room. Moti says that Jalal was the one that got the painting for Jodha, and when Jodha was not here, Jalal used to stay in Jodha's room the whole night, and she has never seen him sleeping. Moti says that Jalal always used to look at Jodha's picture and keeps on talking to Jodha's painting for hours, and she always feels like the king has lost himself because Jalal was broken even though he is a king, and she had seen him crying the whole time, and he never go to any of his wives after Jodha left, and she has seen love for Jodha in Jalal's eyes. Shivani tells Jodha not to be lost in Jalal's thought because there is time left for Jodha to spend with Jalal in the night, and Jodha runs after Shivani, and Shivani holds her ears and says that she is sorry, and both Shivani and Jodha hug each other. Jalal was in his room and he remembered Jodha's arrival, and he smiles, and he also remembered when Jodha was holding his hand. A soldier comes there and tells Jalal that Jodha wants to see him, and Jalal was very happy hearing Jodha's name, and Jodha comes in and Jalal feels confused. Jodha says that she wants to say something to Jalal, but Jalal says thank God that he heard Jodha's word again because he was dying to hear Jodha since all this while, and Jalal asks Jodha to please wait, he is coming in a moment, and Jalal takes out a wipe from the trunk. Jalal says that he deserves punishment because he knows that his words hurt Jodha, so Jodha should hit him with this wipe because it is only then he would be able to look into Jodha's eyes. And Jalal feels so sorry, stretching the wipe to Jodha, and Jodha keeps looking at Jalal. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till the end. Please, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and please share this video. And I will see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.